Hi, today I'll be showing you how to set up the Tentsile Universe. Everything you need for air, water and ground mode is in the bag. So I'll get out all the pieces and then we can get started. You'll find the insect mesh, the rain fly, the poles with the central hub, 3 tree protector straps, 3 plastic pole connectors, packets of bungee and pegs, a puncture repair kit. In here you'll find 3 ratchets, 3 straps. Also comes with a hand pump and an electrical pump with a car cigarette lighter input. 20 meters of rope attached to a very heavy steel anchor which unfolds like that. And then of course the inflatable universe floor. So the first thing to do is unroll it and spread it out flat on the ground. Because the base is an equilateral triangle, it doesn't matter which way you orientate it. So once you have your pump plugged in, we open the valve which has a twist on it. Make sure it's in up position and connect your pump hose and then turn on the pump. The car pump will get it up to a certain PSI, but you may need to use the hand pump just to push it up to that 16 PSI that the supboard floor needs. Although when you're having it in water mode, you may want to have it slightly less than that, so you have a more comfortable lay on this floor mattress. Once you're ready and happy with the pressure, take this valve out, make sure that this is popped up so that air's not leaking, and insert the cap. Once the supboard floor is inflated, you can just, without any other structure, just take it down on the water and use it as a diving platform and play structure. With the poles, you'll find 6 single poles and then a hub which is connected to a bunch of poles, which we're now going to unfold and slot into each of the sockets of the hub. So I've put the hub, placed it in the center of the floor, and I've put all the poles into the sockets of the hub and straightened all the poles out and put them, laid them all out. What you'll find is there's a short one, a long one, short, long, short, long. The long ones should point to the corners of the floor. In each of the corners of the floor, you'll find a 3-pole socket plastic piece, and you're going to put the long pole in the middle of the 3 connector socket. When you put the last pole in to the middle socket, you'll find that the whole roof lifts up to the height that you're expecting. And then we need to use the single poles to brace the shorter pieces that have no supports at the moment. Then it's time to get the 3 pole connector pieces, and you take the one with the little strap slot, and that goes at the top, and attach it to the front of your short poles. And then you use 2 of the single poles on each side to go from a side pole socket up to the connector piece. Once all the poles are in their sockets, we'll have the total pole structure frame, and it's time to put the insect mesh in. The insect mesh comes with a big green strip which is going to make contact with the floor. So when you set it out, you'll know to keep the green towards the edges of the floor. I'm going to pull this round and lay it out inside the floor area, and then find a corner. You'll recognize the corner because it has a sort of eye patch shaped insect mesh area here. So we put this up against the pole connectors on each of the corners, and then take the strap under the tent floor and clip it to itself and cinch tight. So find the corner of the insect mesh, clip it underneath with the clip buckle, and make sure that all 3 corners are done in the same way. Once it's all laid out and the corners are done, find yourself one of the zips, open it up so you can kind of step through onto the floor, and in the middle of the insect mesh you will find a loose webbing strap which goes and ties up around the pole central hub connector. A normal bow knot is fine for that, and from there you can start to use the C-clips to clip the mesh to the poles. Doing the central poles first, and then you can start pulling it out towards the side poles. This is going to brace the pole structure and give it its stability. And at the apex of the insect mesh, just above the doors where the 3-pole connector is, you'll find the slot. You can put the webbing through the slot and tie that nice and tight with a simple bow, so it's easy, quick release for later, and then continue carrying down the other side, C-clipping all the C-clips to the poles, and repeat on all 3 sides. To make sure that your insect mesh is secured all over so that you don't get any bugs crawling into your space that you're making, we've made some elasticated clip ties. You're going to need to lift up the whole tent and locate those clip ties with their opposite number, and repeat on all corners, making sure that your green fabric lies nice and flat against the floor on all sides. Just to secure all the centerpieces of the insect mesh, we've created a yellow clip system which goes around the hatch, making sure that all of the sides are as tight as they can be. So just bring all the yellow clips together to form a large triangle, and that means your insect mesh is now secure in every direction, and it's done. We should put a peg in each of the D-rings to stop any of the tent moving around, just to secure it into position. Just put the peg in, screwing it all the way down so that it doesn't trip anybody up or snap in half. And you do that on all 3 corners, and that will secure the base so it doesn't move. And now we can put the rain fly on. Just unclip the belt and unroll it. And you'll find a zip, 3 zips on each side. And what we're going to do is we're going to locate the top of the zip, just like here, the top of the zip, onto that apex. So I'm going to pull the rain fly over now. So at the apex of each doorway, you'll find a patch like this which sits nicely over the 3-way pole connectors. Just locate those on each side before we start pegging out. So once the apex have been located on top of the pole connectors, we're going to go to a corner, and we're going to take the corner of the fly where you will find 2 clips like this and a bungee with a loop. So go through the bungee loop. Don't worry about the hook at this point. Stretch it out, screw it in, and repeat on all 3 corners. Once the corners have been pegged out, we then locate the zip, and we come down and find the peg out points. We only need to peg one side of the zip so that you can open and fold away the other side. But keep the zip done up so you find the exact central point. Choose which side you're going to leave open and peg out the opposite side, and do this to all 3 entrance sides. Now we've pegged out the corners first, the doors second, and then you'll find that there are 4 points between the doors and the corners to peg out last. And we're going to do all 4 of those in exactly the same way. Once you've pegged out all the points of the rain fly, then we can find one of our door entrances, undo the Velcro tabs, unzip the whole thing, roll up one of the sections, securing them with the toggles and loops. As you can see, between the inner tent and the outer rain fly, we have some huge porch storage areas, which means that you can come in out of the rain, take off your wet gear, leave your luggage outside, and it's all protected and dry. We have these porch areas on every side of the tent, so it's massive storage space in the universe.